So the problem 4.92 here. Again, I drew the control volume in red around the areas of interest here. I drew my axis x and y, and also the normal vectors and hat pointing outside of the control volume. Next step is to write the conservation of mass. So we know that 0 is going to be equal to the rate of change of the mass inside of the control volume plus the ingoing and outgoing fluxes here. Because, again, we're at steady state, the rate of change of mass inside of the control volume is going to be 0. And we're left with the expression 0 is equal to rho v1 minus 1, again because of that normal vector, a1 plus rho v2 a2. This means that the flow rate at point 1 is going to be equal to the flow rate at point 2, which is equal to the flow rate in general because it is going to be constant throughout the pipe. This means that we could find V1 as being 6.044 meters per second and V2 being 13.58 meters per second. The next step here is to write the conservation of momentum. So we know that the summation of forces is going to be equal to the rate of change of the momentum inside the control volume plus the ingoing and outgoing fluxes. Now for simplicity here, I'm just going to rewrite our summation of forces. So our summation of forces is going to be equal to Ryj in the positive direction, as I posed in the little sketch there, plus Rxi in the positive x direction, plus the pressure force P1A1I in the positive direction, minus m mass, which is going to be the mass of the pipe, plus the mass of the water contained inside the pipe, times gravity, J, and that's going to be negative because we're pulling downwards according to our system of axis, plus the force of pressure P2, A2 sine J, again, so that's going to be positive in the y direction, minus P2, A2 cos theta I, and that's going to be pointing in the negative direction according to our system of axis. Here I'm just going to do a little side calculation to find the total mass. So that will be the mass of the pipe plus the mass of the water inside the pipe. So we know that the mass of the pipe is 10 kilograms, and then for the mass of the water inside of the pipe, well, we don't know that, but we know the density of water, and we also know the volume of inside the pipe. So that'll be 10 kilograms plus the density of water times 0.006 meters cubed, and then we obtain our total mass, which is going to be 16 kilograms. Next here we can compute the x direction momentum. That will also be y, so we'll take any index in the summation of forces that has y. So that will be Rx plus P1A1 minus P2A2 cos theta is equal to rho V1 squared minus 1, that's because it's incoming inside the control volume, A1 plus rho V2 squared A2 cos theta, and then that's outgoing, and it's also in the positive x direction. After entering in all the known values, we get that our reaction force in X is going to be minus 2,169 newtons, and that is again going to be in the negative direction as opposed to the direction that we posted. And we could do the same thing in the y direction. So we know that it's going to be P2A2 sine theta plus the reaction force in y minus the total mass times gravity is equal to minus rho v2 squared a2 sine theta. Now this negative here comes from the fact that if we decompose our vector v2 here, we'll notice that the component in the y direction is going to be negative. Replacing again with the known information for the problem, we get that our reaction force in Y is going to be minus 404.68 newtons. Now that we have our reaction force in X and in Y, we could find the magnitude and the direction. So that's just using some basic trigonometry here. We obtain that our magnitude of our reaction is going to be 2,206 newtons, and that's going to be at 10 degrees. It's important to note that that is at 10 degrees from that little sketch that I drew on the left-hand side, and not 10 degrees starting from the axis that I defined at the start of the problem.